Good morning, students. Let us continue with the revision of lesson number 1, the story of village Palampur. In our previous video, we had learnt about the factors of production. Today, in this video, we are going to learn about farming in Palampur. Is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Will the land sustain? How is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? Who will provide the labor? So we are going to find answers for these questions. Let us begin. Is there a way one can grow more from the same land? All land is cultivated in Palampur and there is no land which is left idle. During the rainy season, that is Kharif season, farmers grow jawar and bajra. These plants are used as cattle feed, that is food for the cattle. It is followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. So between the month of October and December, potato is cultivated. In the winter season, that is the Rabi season, fields are sown with wheat. From the wheat produced, farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumption. And what do they do with the surplus wheat? Yes, they sell the surplus wheat at the market at Raiganj. Sugarcane is harvested once every year. Sugarcane in its raw form or as jaggery is sold to traders in Shahpur. So sugarcane as well as jaggery, is sold to traders in Shahpur. The main reason why farmers are able to grow 3 different crops in a year in Palampur is due to the well-developed system of irrigation. So students, what is the main reason behind farmers growing 3 different crops in a year in Palampur? Yes, it is due to the well-developed system of irrigation. Electric run tube wells could irrigate much larger areas of land more effectively. The first few tube wells were installed by the government. So first few tube wells were installed by the government. Soon, however, the farmers started setting up private tube wells. As a result, by mid-1970s, the entire cultivated area of 200 hectares was irrigated. Now let us learn about multiple cropping. Now students, do you know what is multiple cropping? To grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is known as multiple cropping. So what is multiple cropping? To grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is known as multiple cropping. Most common way of increasing production on a given piece of land. So multiple cropping is the most common way of increasing production on a given piece of land. All farmers in Palampur grow at least 2 main crops. Many are growing potato as the third crop in the past 15 to 20 years. So it's very clear, students, that all farmers in Palampur grow at least 2 main crops, and many of the farmers are growing potato as the third crop in the past 15 to 20 years. One way of increasing production from the same land is by multiple cropping. So multiple cropping has resulted in increase in agriculture production, that too from the same land. The other way is to use modern farming methods for higher yield. So one way is by multiple cropping and the other way is to use modern farming methods for higher yield. Now what is yield? Yield is measured as crops produced on a given piece of land during a single season. Till the mid-1960s, the seeds used in cultivation were traditional ones with relatively low yields. So till the mid-1960s, farmers in Palampur used traditional seeds which resulted in low yields. Traditional seeds needed less irrigation. Farmers used cow dung and other natural manure as fertilizers. All these were readily available with the farmers who did not have to buy them. As all these things were readily available with the farmers, so there was no need to buy them. The Green Revolution in the late 1960s introduced the Indian farmer to cultivation of wheat and rice using high-yielding varieties of seeds. Compared to the traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amounts of grain on a single plant. So what was the advantage of using HYV seeds? Yes, usage of HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amounts of grain on a single plant. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grains than was possible earlier. HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water and also chemical fertilizers and pesticides to produce best results. So HYV seeds required plenty of water as well as chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Higher yields were possible only from a combination of HYV seeds, irrigation, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, etc. So how were the higher yields possible? Yes, only from a combination of high-yielding variety seeds, irrigation, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, etc. Here in this image you can see modern farming methods, that is HYV seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation and farm machineries. So with the help of these modern farming methods, farmers in Palampur could increase their agriculture production. In Palampur, the yield of wheat grown from the traditional varieties was 1300 kg per hectare. With HYV seeds, the yield went up to 3200 kg per hectare. So with the help of traditional seeds, farmers could produce only 1300 kg of wheat per hectare. But with HYV seeds, the yield went up to 3200 kg per hectare. So there was a large increase in the production of wheat. The next question is, will the land sustain? Land being a natural resource, it is necessary to be careful in its use, isn't it, students? Land is a natural resource and we need to use it carefully. Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. In many years, Green Revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. So this is the drawback of Green Revolution, isn't it, students? In many years, Green Revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. So usage of more and more chemical fertilizers results in the loss of soil fertility. Continuous use of groundwater for tube well irrigation has led to the depletion of the water table. Here in this image you can see the depletion of water table. Environmental resources like soil fertility and groundwater are built up over years, isn't it, students? It takes a long period of time, and once destroyed it is very difficult to restore them. Hence we need to use it carefully. We must take care of the environment to ensure future development of agriculture. Let us proceed further. How is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? Let us find out. 1/3 of the 450 families are landless. That is, 150 families, most of them Dalits, have no land for cultivation. So out of 450 families in village Palampur, 1/3, that is 150 families, most of them Dalits, they don't have land for cultivation. And what about the remaining families? Of the remaining families who own land, 240 families cultivate small plots of land which is less than 2 hectares in size. So what will happen if they cultivate in small plots of land which is less than 2 hectares in size? Yes, the agricultural productivity would be low. Cultivation of such plots doesn't bring adequate income to the farmer's family. So cultivation of such plots doesn't bring sufficient income to the farmer's family. I hope you all have understood. Small plots are scattered around the village. You can see in this image. Small plots are scattered around the village. These are cultivated by the small farmers. On the other hand, more than half the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite large in size. Students, in this image you can see more than half of the area of the village is covered by large plots. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers have land extending over 10 hectares or more. So it is clear, students, that some farmers own less than 2 hectares of land. Okay, some of them own more than 2 hectares of land, and few of large farmers have land extending over 10 hectares or more. So I hope it is clear. Who will provide the labor? Students, you all know that labor is essential for farming activities, isn't it? For different farming activities, we require labor. So let us try to find out the answer. Who will provide the labor? After land, labor is the next necessary factor for production. Farming requires a great deal of hard work. Small farmers, along with their families, cultivate their own fields. Thus, they provide the labor required for farming themselves. So, small farmers, along with their families, they cultivate their own fields. So, they provide the labor required for farming themselves. What about medium and large farmers? Let us see. Medium and large farmers hire farm laborers to work on their fields. So medium and large farmers, they hire farm laborers to work on their fields. Farm laborers come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. So from where do the farm laborers come from? Yes, they either come from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. Unlike farmers, farm laborers do not have a right over the crops grown on the land. So farmers, they have right over the crops grown on the land. But what about the farm laborers? They do not have any rights over the crops that is grown on the land. Okay, so they are paid wages by the farmer for whom they work. So it is very clear that the farm laborers are paid wages by the farmer for whom they work. Wages can be in cash or in kind. Example, crop. Sometimes laborers get meals also. Wages vary widely from region to region, from crop to crop, from one farm activity to another, like sowing and harvesting. So wages differs from region to region, from crop to crop, and from one farm activity to another, like sowing and harvesting. There is also a wide variation in the duration of employment. A farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity like harvesting, or for the whole year. So farm laborer might be employed on daily basis or for one particular farm activity. It may be sowing, harvesting, etc. or maybe for the whole year also. I hope it is clear. Here you can see the image of sowing and harvesting. So now let us do a short recap. Today in this video we had learnt about farming in Palampur, isn't it? We try to find out the answers for questions like, is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Will the land sustain? How is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? Who will provide the labor? I hope you all have understood the topics covered today. Now it's quiz time. High yielding variety seeds were introduced to Indian farmers as a result of option A, White Revolution, option B, Green Revolution, option C, IT Revolution, option D, none of the above. Yes, students, which is the correct answer? Yes, option B, Green Revolution. Okay, high yielding variety seeds were introduced to Indian farmers as a result of Green Revolution. Very good. Let us move on to the next question. Which kharif crop is used for cattle feed? Option A, sugarcane. Option B, potato. Option C, jawar and bajra. Option D, wheat. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, it's option C, jawar and bajra. Jawar and bajra is used for cattle feed. Very good. Next question. Which of the following is a rabi crop? Option A, wheat. Option B, rice. Option C, cotton. Option D, bajra. Yes, which is the correct answer? Once again, I'll repeat the question. Which of the following is a rabi crop? Option A, wheat. Option B, rice. Option C, cotton. Option D, bajra. And the correct answer is option A, wheat. Wheat is a rabi crop. Very good. Next question. Multiple cropping refers to option A, cultivation of wheat and rice. Option B, cultivation of two crops in alternate rows. Option C, cultivating more than one crop on the same field each year. Option D, cultivating crops and rearing animals on the same farm. Yes, students, which is the correct answer? Yes, you are right. The correct answer is option C, cultivating more than one crop on the same field each year. Very good. So students, I hope you all have enjoyed today's session. Don't forget to read the textbook. Okay, the remaining topics will be covering in our next video. Till then, bye and take care.